Aloha, it's Kiana, and here are today's top Hawaii headlines from the editors at the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Also, mahalo to Longs Drugs Hawaii for sponsoring the show. Head on over to your neighborhood Longs Drugs for all your shopping needs. Authorities have suspended a search for survivors of an Alaskan fishing expedition that included a Hawaii family. Last week, Waipahu resident Danielle Agaioli, her husband Maui Agaioli, and her parents met Danielle's siblings in Alaska for a fishing vacation in the Sitka Sound. Michael Tayao and his wife flew from Los Angeles with sister Brandy Tayao and her partner Robert Solis. On the last day of their trip, the two boats that the Tayao family had chartered set out from a lodge to different fishing spots. Only one returned. The bodies of Brandy Tayao and Danielle Agaioli were found inside the cabin of the other boat, which was found partially submerged off an island. Maui Agaioli's body was discovered near the boat. Solis and the boat's captain are still missing. Coast Guard investigators are working to determine the timeline and cause of the incident. A South Carolina community is mourning the death of a 14-year-old boy who authorities say was fatally shot in the back by a gas station owner. A prayer vigil was planned for this evening across the street from the Express Mart Shell station in Columbia, where Cyrus Carmack Belton was shot Sunday night. The station's owner, Rick Chow, is accused of killing Carmack Belton, who he wrongly suspected of stealing 4 water bottles. The 58-year-old store owner was charged with murder after an autopsy showed that the teen was shot in the back. Chow's son told his father that the teen was armed, but there is no evidence that the gun found near Carmack Belton's body was ever directed at them. Authorities said Chow had shot at people he suspected of shoplifting on 2 previous occasions in the past 8 years and never faced charges. At least 50 people are dead after 2 passenger trains derailed in India today. A railroad ministry spokesperson said 10 to 12 coaches of one train derailed close to the Balsanor district, some 1,000 miles southeast of New Delhi. Debris fell onto a nearby track and was hit by another passenger train coming from the opposite direction. About 400 people were injured and taken to hospitals after the accident, and rescuers are still trying to free 200 people thought to be trapped in the wreckage. Nearly 500 police officers and rescue workers with 75 ambulances and buses responded to the accident. The cause of the incident is under investigation. Several hundred accidents occur every year on India's railways, despite government efforts to improve rail safety. A Maui bookkeeper has been sentenced to 1 year in prison for embezzling more than $50,000 to fuel an opioid addiction. Dana Gerard Sullivan worked at Mountain Slope Water Inc.'s Kahului office. Between July 2016 and May 2018, Gerard Sullivan stole the identity of Mountain Slope Water Inc.'s business agent, Ian Walker, to make withdrawals from the company's checking account. By the time she was caught in 2018, the office manager and bookkeeper had withdrawn or deposited company funds into her account 52 times. Gerard Sullivan's attorney said her client's life was upended by an accident and treatments that led to an opioid addiction. In addition to the 1 year and 1 day prison sentence, Gerard Sullivan must pay almost $50,000 in restitution and a $100 special assessment. She also served 5 years of supervised release following her time behind bars. A man from Hawaii who moved a bison calf in Yellowstone National Park has been fined over $1,000. Clifford Walters said he had been traveling with his wife through Yellowstone in Wyoming when they stopped to watch a herd of bison crossing the Lamar River. When he noticed a newborn calf struggling, he ran to it and pushed it up the embankment into an area where cars were parked. The calf was later seen approaching and following cars and people. Park rangers tried to reunite the animal with the herd, but their efforts were unsuccessful, and the calf had to be euthanized. Walters turned himself in when he heard on a Montana radio station that park officials were looking for a man who had pushed the bison. On Wednesday, he pleaded guilty to 1 count of feeding, touching, teasing, frightening, or intentionally disturbing wildlife. Walters said the $1,000 fine could have been a lot worse, and added that he would have paid that much money to save the calf's life. For more on these stories and all the latest headlines, subscribe to the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Visit Hawaii's top source for breaking news online at staradvertiser.com and download the Star-Advertiser mobile app. Mahalo, have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next week.